And not only do we have What's Up with Renee Weaver-Wright on Wednesdays, but we also have What's Up with our mentors on Wednesdays. I'm going to explain to you what a mentor is for My Virtual Academy, but Wednesdays are very special days because that's the day we encourage our students to talk with their mentor. Part of being a virtual student is that you have to have a mentor, and that mentor is an employee of the school district that you're a part of. That mentor's responsibility is to speak with you at least once a week about your classes and how those classes are going. Your mentor's different than your teacher or your success coach, like Ann was our success coach that we had in here last week, and then Jamie, who was with us the week before, as a teacher. So there's a variety of different kind of spokes in the wheel that help to make our virtual academy students run efficiently. So joining us today is Kaylee Smith, who's one of our mentors, and you work currently with the Oak Park School District.
Yep.
You've worked with the Clintondale School District in the past as well. Kaylee's been with us for 4 years, and it's really been fun to have her as part of our staff for the 4 years, but also to watch her family grow, because that has been part of what has been fun with working with Kaylee so far in the last 4 years as she's been a mentor. We celebrate our employees' births when they have children, and we had our 76th baby born over the Labor Day weekend. So Kaylee's had 2 of those babies born during the time that we've been part of My Virtual Academy. So Kaylee, can you tell me a little bit about about your role as a mentor with My Virtual Academy?
Sure. So like you said, I'm an employee of the district, and we're called a mentor, but I really think a good comparison would be like a guidance counselor. Okay, so we keep track of all the students' records, transcripts, grades, credits, all that kind of stuff. We help fill in gaps. A lot of our student population bounce around a lot, unfortunately, so they go somewhere maybe different every semester. So really tracking down what they've accomplished and what they have left to accomplish for that end goal of hitting graduation. A big part of ours is the communication, like you mentioned. The state obviously wants to see that they are logging and working in their classes, but they also want to see that they can communicate with a school official what they're actually learning in their classes. So we reach out to the students every Wednesday to initiate that conversation. We all do it a little bit different, but there's many ways to contact us. We use texting, email, messaging in our curriculum program. Some people have done Skype. Some people give out personal cell phones, regular phone here at work, just to touch base on what they're actually learning in their class. So if they're in Algebra 1, they should be talking about learning how to solve equations. If they're not in PE right now, they shouldn't be talking about what they learned about baseball. So we really need to focus on what they're actually currently learning in their class. And to make it fun, a lot of us mentors kind of spark the conversation with some, like a fun fact about yourself, or fun fact like, tell me what's your favorite food. Mine is this, that, or the other. And we just kind of make it like, what are they going to talk about this week, to get them to log in and check that message to initiate that conversation.
So you really are continuing our theme kind of building a personal relationship with the students, and they either reach out to you or you reach out to them.
Yep, and it's funny, they really get in a great habit. Like if you don't send it first thing Wednesday morning, they're like, I don't see your message, so I'm going to let you know what I'm doing, and that's great. It doesn't have to, I don't have to start the conversation. They get very used to it, but it's great to see those overachievers after a while. They get in such a good habit. They're like, you didn't message me yet, I'm going to send you the message. So they're catching on quickly.
What's going on with that? Yeah. And then you document that as well, because it's a state requirement that we have that contact.
Yeah, the state, they really want to see it. So if it is an email or messaging system, we literally copy and paste that and send it to the state. I mean, if there's something private that the state shouldn't know, we can obviously take that out, because we do get to build a relationship with the students. So they may tell you things that are maybe a deep, dark secret, or just they need to vent and talk to somebody, and you are that person. So that kind of stuff we're allowed to take out. We keep it school related that we send to the state. And if it's a phone call, we just quickly type out a summary, but we always have to turn that in.
And then you also work, if the student's having trouble, let's use my worst class ever, Algebra 1A, as an example, then you connect them, right?
Yes.
And get them help, because you might not be an algebra expert yourself.
And luckily, my mentor kids, I'm a math major, but yes, so we have tutoring in the core subjects. Okay. So if I know they're struggling and for some reason they couldn't get a hold of their teacher today and I'm the person they talk to today, I will set up a tutoring appointment for them, or if it's something I can help them with, I'm more than happy to walk them through that.
Okay.
So that extra support system.
Right. And then what about, like you said, that, you know, sometimes kids tell you things that we don't record in the official notes. What do you do to help those kids?
Yeah, so really just taking note of it. Don't blow it off, and just making an extra note to, okay, reach out to them again tomorrow, or follow up with them in a couple days, you know, just whether it's a nice pep little text to cheer them up, or really if you need to get to the bottom of some things, just being a support system or helping them find the right resources if it's something on a more serious level, resources in their area.
Right. Now, you were trained as a traditional teacher.
Yes.
How would you say this role is different than being in a traditional school setting?
I think it's hard not seeing the kids. So we've been doing this year, we've tried the orientations where the kids come to the building to get their equipment and get their login information. I think that's great, so they can see we're a real person, not just a voice behind the phone or a person typing on a computer. So I'm hoping that's really going to help establish that relationship.
Yeah.
But it's very similar. We're still, the top goal is to help the students. That's our main priority. The flexibility is not great just for the students, but it's great for the staff too. Especially having little ones like she had mentioned. Being able to adjust my schedule if I have to work from home because the little one's sick. The flexibility is great for the students and the teachers alike. Yes.
Now, one of the requirements too for being an online student is that you have to participate in state testing.
Yes.
And you're actually going to be our testing coordinator
Yes.
this year for all of the virtual programs.
Yep.
So that's another opportunity to see the kids.
Yep,
face to
exactly.
face, right?
So we give everybody plenty of heads up on when that is. It's always the same week every year, but the address, start times, all that. And that's another good time. The kids get really anxious about it, and once they're there, they're like, this is not bad. Because they got to keep in mind, everybody that comes to state testing is in the same boat.
Right.
They're all anxious. Nobody knows each other. It's always a fine time.
Good. It works well. Yeah. Could you tell me some stories about some of the challenges your students come across?
Sure. So we get kids for all sorts of different reasons. Anxiety, school anxiety is a big one. So coming to testing is very nerve-wracking for them. Bullying is a major issue. So that's another anxiety. They have to come because they've been picked on. But I tell them again, nobody knows you. They don't know you from anybody. So there's no reason to be scared. We have some teen moms. So they're able to stay home with their child because they can't maybe afford child care or they don't have support. Unfortunately, we have some young ladies who are expecting their first child. So this is more comfortable and they don't feel so self-conscious because they're at home able to work. And we've had some athletes. We've had a gymnast. She traveled all over and she just couldn't. She had too many absences in a school building. Even though she was a straight A student, the school frowned upon that, and this really worked great for her. She was a gymnast and was very successful, still doing her hobby and getting her classwork done.
Good. Now, could you share with us a success story, one of your favorite success stories? You've had a lot, I know, but
mine are actually siblings. I had the older brother, 4 or 5 years ago, the very first year we became My Virtual Academy, I had him as a sophomore for Geometry A. He didn't talk, didn't answer the phone, didn't do much work. He had a lot going on personally, and I had his younger sister as an 8th grader, full of spunk, I would say, to put it nicely, and we bumped heads, and he went away for a while. She continued with us and struggled as a 9th grader, struggled as a 10th grader, and then all of a sudden something clicked. Like, she's seen the light at the end of the tunnel. She knew she needed her high school diploma. Brother was back in the picture. They both were with us last year, and we got them both to graduate last year. Yes, so mom was sobbing in the stage. I was bawling like a baby, so I got brother and sister both to graduate.
Wow.
And what was great was sister graduated on time at 18 like she should have. Brother was actually older, and he was one of our really success stories because we can work with kids up to 22 years of age, and he was just shy of that threshold. So we were able to get him that high school diploma. He was adamant he wanted that and not his GED, and he did it. He worked really hard.
They'll remember you forever.
Yes,
you know,
she still calls me, so she's going to be my buddy forever. And it's funny because she's written me the nicest long email. She's like, I was so rude to you and gave you so much attitude, and you would give it back to me, and that's what I needed. I needed somebody that was just as bullheaded as me, and she's wonderful. She is so sweet, and I will always remember her.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. What do you see students that are successful? What are they doing to be a successful virtual student?
Asking for help, and that's the biggest misconception. Like, just because we're just the voice on the other end of the line, we're here to help. We're here. We have great office hours. A lot of teachers work from home after hours with email or texting. And what's nice too, the flexibility. If you get stuck on something, one certain thing, you can always move on and work on something else and come back to that. You're not. It doesn't have to be so square. You can work around it. So just asking for help. There's nothing to be shy about, embarrassed about. You've probably had the same question 4 other people had. And it might be something we assume you know already. Like some people, it's as simple as, I don't know how to compose an email. Like, I don't know how to start a new email. Some kids come to virtual learning and don't have the tech skills, and that's okay. It's not hard, it's not scary. You know what I tell the kids? Just try. Anything you do, we can undo if you weren't supposed to do it. It's not a big deal. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Communication with your teacher, your mentor, huge. Because if you're going off the wrong path or messing something up, we can get you back on the straight and narrow. In a support system, whether it's a mom, a dad, a grandma, an aunt, somebody that you can have there, not necessarily to hold your hand, but to ask for that extra help or guidance, or if you're stuck on something or unsure of, should I ask this or whatever. Just some role model that can be in your corner, because obviously we're here in your corner, but somebody that you can physically have in your corner if needed. That's huge.
Well, Kaylee, thank you for sharing with us today, and so many great things, and we have so many employees just like Kaylee, mentors, teachers, success coaches that just really want the best for their students and are not willing to give up on their students, like the student that we had for the 4 years, the example that Kaylee gave there of that particular student. So I want to thank you for joining us today for What's Up Wednesday with Renee, and I hope all of our students out there are remembering to contact their mentor today, because it is What's Up Wednesday when the students contact their mentors. So we hope you do that. Next week, we're going to have Tony Curitan with us, and Tony is our graduation student success coordinator. She plans all the graduations, but she also plans a lot of post-secondary organizations to come in and talk with their students. And this year, we're going to be videotaping those presentations so that our virtual students can access them at any time to learn about what would it be like to go to Dorsey schools or to go to Michigan State University, Wayne State University, that kind of thing. So that will be next Wednesday's guest. And we look forward to having you then for What's Up Wednesday with Renee. Thank you.
Thank you.